It's June 23, 9 o'clock. So I'm here. I'm going to use a leaf color chart. Number 5 is the ideal. Number 2 is non-ideal, meaning that it needs urea. Number 5, it doesn't need. Number 4, it needs a little bit. So I'm just gonna see about what the leaf look like. The back of the LCC leaf color chart, it has some instruction. So I bought this from Lazada, so you can buy them on sale for less than 300. If you pay them, it varies from 500 and up. So get them while they're inexpensive. They're always on sale, I think. I mean, who buys them? Only farmers. It's not a general thing, so they probably have lots of stock in Lazada. So I got this for 300 peso. I mean, using only one hand, that looked like number 4. Sarah, number 4 to 5. I mean, ah, I'm not an expert. I'm beginning to learn this. So what is it? I mean, is it 5? It's not 4. It's not 3. It's not 2. So it look like a 5. I mean, that's a different hill. This one, that one look like a 4. Is it a 2? Well, if it's a 2, it's not. So anyway, I need to be an expert at it or learn with confidence how to use leaf color chart. It hasn't rained the past few days, so the paddies are drying out from last rain 3-4 days ago. I mean, if I look at it with the naked eye, the top leaf seems to be yellowish, kind of. So one needs to become an expert on leaf color. What does it really mean? According to what I've read, it means a lot. So that's why I got myself a leaf color chart so that I know that what what they mean and what I can do about the color of the leaves. Yellow, one needs to add more urea. So when do you need them? That sort of thing. I mean, one of my regrets, I think, is when I came here in 2018, 2019, I wasn't able to focus on learning how to grow rice. I was busy with other things, giving myself excuses. That's part of life. One has to have excuse. I wish I didn't have excuse. Wish I know then what I know now. I wish this, I wish that. That's life. Thing is, I can wish everything. It's not gonna happen. So now what? The now what then is move forward. Leave the failure or whatever, unlearn things behind and learn some more. I think my frustration is having to deal with 5 years. The other thing too is you do this twice a year. well, the other answer to that is, well, why didn't you read all of the data information out in the internet? They were actually freely available once a person start digging into it. The thing about research paper is there's a esoteric, dry, and extracting the appropriate data from this research paper is like kind of difficult. So what I tend to do now is look at the method and then look at the conclusion and then interpret the data. There's always data. And if I like the data, then implement what was research. Anyway, most of the research has to do with split fertilization. That's most of them are suggesting go three, try split, quad split, that sort of thing. The more fertilizer, though, the more uh, funds required to buy fertilizer. However, uh, there's the reward that goes with it. With the split fertilization, I already know what the reward is. Got them for the past 5 years. So the next step then is move forward, and that's what we did in the second crop 2024. That's why now that I'm here now and revising my corrective action, I did an experiment here with the here on this lot. We did 3 tellers, 10, and then 20. It turned out that the 3 teller planted has the more mass than having the 20 tellers. So someday I'll go back to that and explain the discrepancy if there was one. The less teller, the more mass. Uh, the more teller, the less mass. Which actually what was the document was I've been reading? I was saying, if you put more tellers, really no good. So I had to learn that because I needed more yield and I wasn't getting the teller I needed to see. So I thought, well, I will uh, artificially inflate the amount of tellers rather than wait for the tellers to be developed from a 2 or 3 teller. And I just inflate it. Go 20. Yeah, well, that didn't go too well. One of the things I'm wanting to know is pH level. So I'm going to take some liquid here and measure the pH. And then after that, I'm going to take a sample of dirt and measure the pH. So just curious about these things. So I'm going to take some liquid from the standing water and then measure the pH. See what it looked like. I bought this from Lazada a month ago. I don't know how much it costs now. I forgot. So there is the model. So let's see how it's going to perform. This will be the first time it will be used. So I'm not connecting to Bluetooth. Let's see. Okay, I want a pH mode. Salt percent. SG, I can't remember what SG is. pH. So I think it's deep enough. No, it's not deep enough. Well, I only have one hand. So the pH is 8.22. Let's see. Yeah, is that a base? I think the higher it above 7 is a base. So what does that mean? I'd have to look. So 8.22 as the acid level. So now I'm gonna sample some dirt. So I'm rinsing the sensor element or sensing head with that water, clean water. So let's see when I see it again. So pH is, it's reading around 6 or 7. So it should be level at 7. Yeah, I don't know if it's being cleaned. It's reading around 6. It's fluctuating. I guess there's some liquid. It's creating a conduction still. Should read 0. Okay, some learning curve. Oh, it's actually reading 0 now. Took a while. So I'm gonna take some dirt around the same area, but not. However, it needs to be sort of dry. So this looked like a good spot. Well, the bottom of that thing is full of rock. And as soon, I guess, after the harvest, I'm actually going to sample dry dirt instead of wet dirt. However, there's something to be learned. So I use rainwater to dilute the dirt. I don't know if it's a good idea. Uh, anyway, I'm breaking down the dirt so to expose the the nutrients or chemicals or whatever. It's like I said, it's rock. It's rock. Oh, well, silly me, I should have. Anyway, whatever. Should have filtered this dirt and then get the liquid. Anyway, live and learn and see what happens. These things, learning curve. There's always something to learn. So if I don't like what I see using rainwater, then I would be using this water instead. So let's see what happens. Yeah, strangely enough, I don't know if it's strange, but the pH of the dirt is 7 or less than 7. 6.9. So the runoff is reading 8. Getting down into the dirt is 7. So what does that mean? Not sure. The head is dirty, so I'm just gonna clean it. So I'm gonna go to another location and take a different sample. Should be good enough. This time I'm gonna use distilled water instead of rainwater. So when I took the sample, I was also grabbing root system from the rice hill. So using distilled water, we're just gonna. So with the dirt, quality of dirt being part of the rice hill root system, I will see what actually they're being exposed to. What kind of nutrients or pH or whatever. Someday, when I have the proper equipment to measure nutrients, I'll be doing the same. So that's the root system right there. I may have hurt the rice. Oh well, since I brought with it a whole chunk of roots. Too bad, so sad. Yeah, well, that's life. So now that the dirt is mashed up and hopefully the nutrients is now available to be measured. So let's see what it is. So it's reading 6.79 or 6.8. So according to what I read, rice likes to have the dirt below 7, 6.5 to 7. So at the moment it seems to be okay. So yeah. Well, that's kind of satisfactory. So I learned that surface water is over 7. So it's a base. Less than 7 would have been acid base. So what is base? It's OH minus. So yeah. Interesting. Anyway, this is how it is with growing rice. If a person want or need to have more yield, then one has to do these things to understand what needs to be done. I mean, hoping and praying is good, and I don't want to be misunderstood about that. For 5 years I hope and pray, and for 5 years more of the same. Praise the Lord, I got yield. However, I understand that the Lord gave us mind. I mean, if I think about the pastora in Nueva Ecija, well, how did she knows to apply tri-split? I mean, she could have stuck with split, but she didn't. And the other farmers, they did try split, sometimes quad split. And for 5 years they're doing split. And I couldn't understand it. Why my yield is more of the same, more or less. Sometimes more, sometimes less. However, steady. Yeah, it's around 100 kabans per hectare. I mean, there's 5 or 6 locations. Average them out to be 100 kabans per hectare. The what I noticed in first crop 2024, that changed. So uh, that leads me to believe, well, quite frankly, I mean, there's evidence on YouTube that 300 kabans per hectare is not really impossible. It's not impossible. It is possible and beyond. I also saw that one farmer was able to do 400 kabans per hectare. So it is possible. So a lot of farmers seems to know the secret, if you call it that. I have realized recently that the process and method are available in the internet, and one has to be able to understand these processes. It is not clearly drawn out, and that's the frustrating part. I wish it was clearly drawn out. And I am wanting to clearly draw out what needs to be done for high yield. I mean, it's like when I'm watching those people with high yield, it's like a secret. They These people speak in general terms, and I realize they do that because it's a lot of hard work to formalize a system and procedure. And so soon I'm going to formalize the system and procedure, because I think this is how that will turn out to be. We will implement in 2025 first crop. So before we begin to be active on first crop 2025, that that method and process will be formalized, and the planning schedule will be fixed, and instead of whatever, it will be planned out, since that can be controlled. So the only thing I cannot control is the weather. So implementation can be controlled. Growing rice can be set up as a manufacturing process and procedure, and then adjust accordingly. Thanks for watching.